What's going on, y'all? What's up? We're about to get into it. I told y'all we had to go backwards today because I flipped the script. What's up, y'all? What's up, YouTube world and YouTube tribe? Welcome back to LilBigMan Gaming, bringing you a review for Supergirl, Season 6, Episode 13, called The Gauntlet. So, let's jump straight into it. Supergirl and the team race Nixley for possession of a magical totem that controls courage. Lena struggles to make sense of her newfound gift. So, this episode starts off basically with that alien guy from the previous episode that's working with Nixley doing some reconnaissance at this museum. This museum they just closed the glass on this exhibit with this stick that got like a little Y at the top, but it looked like a little slingshot, right? And it says the slingshot of David from the David Goliath story. So basically, he looks at the exhibit and smiles, and he goes to report back to Nixley. And he tells Nixley that the shipment was delayed at first, but she gets angry. But then he's like, but it just arrived today, and now here's your window of opportunity to go do it. He tells her how long it would take this whole convoluted plan, and that she would have 8 minutes to steal it without the alarms going off, basically. And she's just looking like, dude, all humans have to go through this stupid, over-exaggerated, convoluted plans to get what they want. And they just sitting there, and she's sitting there laughing. He's laughing with her like, yeah, humans. Like, and basically nervously like, oh man, I kind of do stuff like that too. But so he basically. So Nixley explains her plan to motion while we transition back over to the Watchtower, where the Watchtower is where Supergirl and them, and there's also a scene with Kelly and Alex, but that leads into this scene too. But I won't get into it. Some things are better seen than talked about. But we do get to the Watchtower that transitions from this Kelly and Alex scene, and we get to Kara and everybody trying to figure out where this totem could be, and how could they find it. They kind of frustrated with the odds and ends of it. So then they hear an elevator door open. Out comes Lena, and Lena is back from her trip. They hug her, happy to see her, and basically asking her, did she learn anything about her parents? But she says, everything was a lot to take in. It was a lot, and I'd rather focus on the reason why, on the mystery of what's going on, and the reason why I saw a big blue cat on the news. They said, yeah, they confirmed that was Nixley, and that they could use her help. So they dive into it, and Brandy reveals that there's like this 36 or plus or more like locations that the courage totem could be, and she I think Lena makes a jab about it really being magic, and they was like, yeah, it's based off of magic. Magic is pretty much real. She tells about fifth dimensional energy is basically based in magic. And Lena just basically scuffs it off to the point where Kara points out, like, you don't believe in magic? And she was like, I believe, in science and all this type of stuff. So they realize they go consult with this elder. They go to the fortress to find more information about fifth dimensional energy. And they find this the memory of this elder Kryptonian who knew about fifth dimensional energy, who was basically expert in it. And she reveals, Kara reveals to Lena that the lady is a Kryptonian witch, and she's like, wait a minute, she really is a witch. She was like, yeah, she's it was a lot of people like that on our planet. She deals in, she said, the memory of one anyway, and she knows she's the best expert we have on fifth dimensional energy and stuff, and So she tells them about the totem and basically how to find it and what it would look like, and the fact that the totem but warns them that the totem shouldn't be searched for. That it might be a bad idea to try to get these totems because they contain unimaginable fifth dimensional energy powers. But that if she was going to go find them, that to be careful and all that type of stuff, right? So they go back to the fortress. That's where Brainy. I think that's when Brainy says he got a location on him. But then they get a facial recognition of Nixley. Nixley basically is at one of the locations for the possible 36 or more locations. They realize that's where the totem is. That's what they needed to narrow down, because I think Brainy explained that it was so many locations that even with Supergirl's super speed, it would still take them so many days and hours and weeks to narrow it down to the right one. So they needed something to point them in the right direction to where it could possibly be, and that was the facial recognition. So they head to where Nixley is. Nixley basically uses her elbow, and she because she still got like the little bracelet on that dampers her powers. So she busts it open, and she I forgot. Oh yeah, it takes the totem, and the alarm goes off, right? So she basically calling the dude an idiot because she realized he messed up and he got his calculations wrong. Because this was supposed to be in the time where she could do that and nothing would happen, and she got the whole security guard squad coming down on her. She outsmarts them. She do like this swaying out the way, and they end up attacking each other and hitting each other. And she laughs and tries to escape, but that's where Supergirl and them gets in there, and she tries to take the totem from Supergirl demands the totem, and she's like, no, it's mine. And Nixley says the catchphrase given that card knows that was given to her by the Elder Kryptonian, and Nixley says it though first, since she got the totem in hand, and it makes her hand go up in the air like this, and it shoots out this blue, and it is glowing blue. But Supergirl, and her ultimate wisdom of why you're still shooting things that you don't understand, she shoots the totem. Not learning her lesson from how Nixley got her powers. She shoots the totem and tries to stop her, but the totem splits in two. And instead of stopping what Nixley was doing, it releases like a radio wave or radioactive fifth dimensional energy or courage energy, and it affects Dreamer. It affects Dreamer, Alex, John, Brainy, even Supergirl herself. I think Lena. Lena was the only one that wasn't affected by it. She wasn't even there. So Supergirl picks up her half while Nixley picks up the others, and basically Supergirl is about to charge Nixley to take her half, but she finally get the dude to beam her up, and they escape with their half. They consult the Kryptonian lady once again, who possessed Brainy's body, who tell her that the only way to basically retrieve the other half from Nixley is for Kara to go through the test, to go through the gauntlets, trials of pain and suffering and very emotional trauma to regain the other half. But she was warned that if she failed, or even Nixley failed a trial, the energy that radiated out will cause more harm, will get more powerful with each failure. There was a scientist involved who wanted to get this chip, they get this plans for a device that could control thunderstorms. That will play later on to the episode, but you will have to see what that is. Kara, basically, that's what the title of the episode comes to play, called Gauntlet, because they realized she got to go through these Gauntlet trials just like Nixley. But Nixley and Kara goes to the trials, and both the first time for both Nixley and Kara they failed because like once you said the catchphrase to activate the totem, you hear this voice that tells you what the trials is and what you have to go through, and once you get done with the trials, it will tell you that you failed. I think like the first one for Supergirl, I think the first one for both of them. Like you don't get different ones each time you reactivate. You get the same first one, and Supergirl's first trial is always her first night of being Supergirl. The night that she back from season 1, where she saved Alex from the burning plane. She that was like her first trial, and then like I think what happened. She explained that it's shown that like after she saved Alex and flew away, it was a dude calling out for help, and she said, "I remember this. This is the time where," she said, "this is what I didn't do the first time around in real life. When this dude called out for help, she ignored it because she was afraid that somebody would see her, so she left. She just didn't help the dude. But this time she helped him, thinking that I was going to make her pass the trial." But then it told her she failed. The same thing for Nixie. Nixie's first trial is basically the moment she was betrayed by her brother, where they tried to stage the coup against her father, only for the father to realize it and basically praise the son for attempting the coup, but scold her and basically try to have the son arrest her and throw her in the dungeon. But what she thought that what she needed to do was, like that she didn't do the first time, was kill her father, and she does so. But when she come out of the totem terror, she also fails. But she gets a very insightful of what she needed to do to probably pass the trial. And Kara ended up trying to do the trial again to herself, but she failed the second time, I believe. Yeah, she also failed the second time because she did the same thing that she did before she stopped the plane, but then she did like 4, 5, 6 different things, and it still told her that she failed. She doesn't understand why. Nixie tries it again, and I think she ended up passing the second time. I'm trying to figure out, did she pass the second time? Yeah, she did. Nixie passed the second time, allowing her, but she thought she failed. Because I think I won't tell you what she did the second time, but she did think she failed the second time, only for her totem to shrink into what the totem truly looks like, or at least a piece of it, what a piece of it looks like. It was like this glowing orange thing that you've been seeing stuck into the wood of the tree for so long. It basically shrinks into that, and she realized that her side now is controlling the other one, because Supergirl realized that Nixie completed the trial when her shrink as well, but she tried to keep hold to it. She's going to try to take the trial again, but she realized things are getting worse. She realized that everybody been acting strange because they all been imbued with the courage. John now all of a sudden has the courage to open up to people. Alice got the courage to rush into any situation without thinking about the consequence. Dreamer, Nia, she got the courage to go deeper into that she ever had before, and using her dream powers and state. I think Brandy's courage was to do something that his people don't like to do, and is to guesstimate. So things go chaotic, and sure, things happen. I won't get into it with all that happened, but things does happen. And they do a swerve. They do something that I didn't think they was going to do. Is that you know with these stories, somebody was going to complete a trial and somebody wasn't going to complete a trial. But they do who completed the trial or who didn't complete a trial was like that was a swerve to me, because I wasn't expecting her not to complete the trial, but I was expecting her to complete the trial. I thought, and what I originally thought was, I thought she was going to complete a trial and she was going to complete a trial. But it turns out they only let one of them complete a trial and the other one didn't. But the person they chose was like, holy crap. I didn't see that one coming. But yeah, this was a good episode. This was a very good episode. It has a lot. It was a good cliffhanger. Yeah, this episode I really enjoyed it. If I were to give this episode anything, I would give it 8 big ups because it wasn't a perfect 10 episode, but it was enjoyable. Half the fun was seeing how people was acting with all this courage. The other stuff was just basically was trying to figure out who was going to get to the finish line first of the first Gauntlet round, and with more story about these totems. And now I'm more interested to see what these magical totems could do now, because the first one was courage. And I want to see what the next one is, because if they go on this route where Supergirl gonna keep exploding the damn the totems, I want to see what they're gonna do with that. But that's all I got. And if you enjoyed this video, then hit that button right there in the upper right corner for all of my reviews. And if you enjoyed the video so much you want to support the channel, I almost couldn't talk right there. Support the channel, then hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button like so many people has been doing. Become part of the fam, become part of the tribe, so you don't want to miss what I got going on, man. I got some stuff coming down the pipe. Like I said, I got Ghost of Tsushima coming up soon, very soon, as in Friday or Saturday soon. Then we, not too long after that, we got Far Cry 6. So you don't want to miss out those things. So you want to hit that subscribe button. And as always, hit any one of these videos for more of my amazing content. But the Chief is out. Don't worry, I'm coming back at you tomorrow with that What If review. And I heard it's a good one. I heard it's a very good dark one too. So peace out. See you in the next one. Peace, fam.